What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning to another episode of Right on Cue Podcast. As always, I am your host, Logan Chestnut with the Small Batch Barbecue. And tonight, it's me. It's me again. I am by myself once again. The lovely ladies are that accompany me. I think Houston is doing a full house remodel. He said he is homeless. So shout out to Houston. If you see him on the streets, give him some blankets and water. AJ is spending all his money at the House of Mouse. So AJ, hope you're getting your 27,000 steps in like the rest of us did. And save some money for when you come back to buy some barbecue meats. Actually, you know what? Don't spend all your money down there because, you know, this game's expensive and you don't have to worry about it. It's all good. And Justin will be on here soon. He is going to start joining us again. He is working on his studio like we all have, aka our dungeon. And yeah, man, so it'd be a good time. So I want to give a shout out to AJ for last weekend. I see he rebounded nicely off the invitational, and GC down there in Ditto. So toodles to you, and congratulations, my friend. You're welcome for not being there. So, you know, since I wasn't there, you had a chance. So you're welcome. But no, man, we have a great show tonight. I have what the pitmaster of, I don't even know if you can call him. I mean, I'll have to talk to him, but he has pitmaster of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue, but I think he mainly does steak now. We'll see. We will talk about that. That'd be a good topic because I see a lot of steak teams have barbecue in their names. That would be a good topic. And also, he is the head host of the Pitmasters podcast, which, as you know, we love that show as well. So, yeah, man. So by myself, unfortunately, this is not like the vagina monologue. So I have not a whole lot to say beforehand. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes of it, man. Shall we? Let's welcome to the stage the Anthony Lujan.
Hey, what's up, man?
Wow. I gotta get that I gotta get better sound effects, man.
Right?
I am not up to snuff, I feel like.
But no, drum roll.
I know the
yeah, something. You know what you should do is you should just do it like you know, like Little League, have your walk-up song, have your guest set it in a walk-up song.
Dude, I'm sticking that. No, that's actually not a bad. Although no, because then I get censored by Facebook. Like I would sort of, I do not own the rights. That's so stupid. Like I do not own the rights to his music. No shit, you don't own Shakira's rights.
Well, Twitch is passing that now. Twitch has, I guess, I literally read a story that you can live stream as a DJ on Twitch now without worrying about that. So,
but I hear that all the time. It's like otherwise you wouldn't be able to record in like any venue. Like I'm at a bar and you hear Wagon Wheel behind me. Yes, I'm not Darius Rucker. Right. I mean, you know, we both had sultry voices, but no, it's not him. It's me. It's me. No, man, how you been doing, brother? How is Mr. Lujan been up to?
I'm doing all right, man. Just enjoying life, you know, going on vacations, going to baseball games and to other countries, and you know, just traveling. So you know, just
where you been, man?
I just got back 2 weeks ago from the Dominican Republic, you know, smoking cigars and drinking on the beach. There's nothing wrong with that.
The DR is my home away from home, and me and my wife, we love going down there to the Hard Rock. I don't know where you stay, but like the Hard Rock down there is insane. It's like 10,000 acres. Yeah,
that's a pretty cool spot. But I'm a little bit more bougier than that, so we went to a fancier place than the Hard Rock. So,
well, excuse me.
Yeah.
What he's not telling you is he's got the Holiday Inn down there.
No, I'm telling you right now. Since we're talking about this, the Majestic Mirage. Check that out. That place is awesome.
Majestic Mirage.
Yes.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Somewhere I can't remember where I was. Some vacation I had a Mamafuku, or is it Mamafuku, or I forgot what it is, but it was some like bougie sushi joint us next door. I was like, we gotta check this out. And yeah, I saw the prices on the menu. I was like, I felt like that old episode of like I Love Lucy when Fred or Ricky said, I'm paying for you. Oh, I'm looking the other side of the menu. I was there like reverse. I'm like, oh, and we're having water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my all-inclusive.
Right, exactly. It's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, like if you're a listener of my show, I've cut back on competition barbecue. I'm not saying that I'm not going to cook anymore, but instead of entering 4 steak categories, I'm just going to enter 1. So I'm still going to be at most of the events, but I'm just not going to go all out anymore. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'd rather just spend that $160, save that, and go enjoy my time. So instead of spending time in the parking lot. So
I have so many questions about SCA because I am such a noob in that whole world. So I cannot wait to get into that with you tonight. So did you compete? Did you used to compete in KCBS or barbecue comps at some point? Or you pretty much been strictly SCA the entire time?
No, I'm a 2-time grand champion in barbecue. That's where I started at in barbecue. So I actually on the 22nd I'll be cooking again, and that is a Jack qualifier. So we'll see how I can do for that. I went down to Bullhead City, was able to top 10 with my brisket category. I went down there with a different team, Buzz Crew Barbecue, and I was the brisket guy, top 10 against some of the big hitters down there, Bullhead City. So yeah, I'm kind of that. Yeah, I'm known for SEA, but I also know how to get around on the grill too, on the smoker.
He knows the way around a smoker.
Yes, sir.
Good deal, man. Well, man, let's get into it. Like I said, I'm sure this is a new question you've never asked on your podcast before. So, totally revolutionary. So where did Smoke Ain't No Joke come from?
Yeah, so like most of us, we've always had a grill in the families, when everybody comes over for a barbecue, they're like, oh, it's steaks and hamburgers. It's not an actual barbecue, right? So right. I just kind of, took on that role in my mid-20s when I'm, having drinks, friends, grilling and barbecuing. It's kind of just that backyard thing on Saturdays. But when I moved up to Washington State, I worked at Sportsman's Warehouse, and they actually had smokers, and I was like, hey, I can get a good deal on this. So my good deal was, the charbroil offset. Instead of paying $199 for it, I got it for $99. So I saved myself $100.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I went in there, learned how to do some cooking at that time. That's when, we're only in the form world. Nobody's really putting out secrets on, Facebook and everything like that. You got to go and read on forums, and everybody keeping everything super tight. So it's kind of like just kind of learn things on your own. So I did that up there for a while. Then I moved back to Salt Lake. And when I moved back to Salt Lake, I was like, hey, there's a new barbecue restaurant. Let's go check it out. So we went down there, and there's a flyer right there on the wall that says $100 to come and learn competition barbecue. So I paid my $100. Yep. Went and checked it out. From Rod and Roger of R&R Barbecue. They were actually on season 1 of the pitmasters. Nice. They didn't get a lot of attention because of the other, people, but when they talk about that mesquite competition, episode 1, season 1, they were right, actually, I think they actually RGC'd that one. So but yeah, so they knew what they're doing, and then they also were able to go on to the finals of the Sam's Club tour, which was a big thing as well, and they did really well on that, and I think they top 5 that overall. So they knew what they were doing. So I went and took their class, $100, learned ribs and chicken. About a month later, jumped into a backyard competition, did decent, got my calls, and like the rest of us, like, holy shit, I was able to go win an award. So hook, line, sinker, right? Yep, exactly. And then it just snowballed from there. I did probably 4 backyard comps, and I was like, okay, let's go pro. Too early. Went in there, got
like,
smacked.
I got this thing down pat. Then you jump to the pro and just
got smacked.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just kind of worked my way up from there. I'm a big fan of telling people to take classes, right? Go take classes. I'm not a class taker myself. I just go straight to the course. I'm gonna go and get a podcast. I'm just gonna ask these people, write notes down, and forget that. I get all the intel and no need to take a class. But I'm not saying don't take a class, but I'm just not a class taker. I already had problems in high school skipping out, because it was boring. So why pay for another class when I can just ask somebody the straight 2 point, hey, I'm struggling with this on brisket. How do I fix it? So I was able to do that throughout my barbecue career. There's been some people that's helped me along the way. I sat next to Malcolm Reed and said, "Hey, I'm really struggling with ribs." So I walked him through the process. He told me to do some changes. Boom, sure as shit. Next competition,
Man,
I walk
so
on ribs.
jealous.
So, so it's just one of those things. Like, I like to learn, but I like to learn on my own standards on what I'm really targeting. But if you're getting into barbecue, there is so many tools right now. Take those classes, spend the $100, 200, 300, and take those classes. It will accelerate you way faster than my 16, 15-year journey. So
It's that we talked about on the show. Like the learning curve is just minuscule now. Like new teams are coming out, they're 3 years in and they're walking and getting GCs and going to the jack and just killing the game. And it's because there's such an abundance of knowledge between like the barbecue league and barbecue champs academy and all these in-person classes. I mean, if you follow their basic instructions and don't think you know more than them, because you don't,
right.
especially if you're starting off, you definitely don't know more than anybody on the competition scene. Just be open and you definitely save you thousands of dollars.
Definitely, yeah. And then putting yourself in chances to learn, right? That's huge. I work for a company. I work for ThermalWorks, and they have some cool people that come through, and they give you the opportunities to engage with those people. So 2 years in a row, I've been able to have a one-on-one session with Tuffy Stone and Brisket. He gave me the lowdown on how it all works. That's a $10,000 course in itself for a one-on-one, right? With him. So I was able to learn some processes from him, and then the following year got to have a one-on-one with him on cooking a whole hog. I had my team members, Chris and Christina, they came and helped me throughout the night, but then he showed up the next morning and was telling me what we did, fantastic, and how to make those adjustments. So being able to have those opportunities to do something like that is awesome. And also with these celebrities, these big names, Malcolm Reed, Heath Riles, Tuffy Stone, just get the cojones to go up to him and say, "Hey, I love what you do in the barbecue world, but I'm struggling with this." And they will take that 10 minutes to help you. That's what I love about the barbecue community now. When I got into it, nobody was telling you nothing, but now they're just like, "Yeah, I got a few minutes. Walk with me. I got to work, but I'll talk to you still." They make that time for you. It's just a matter of getting over the fanboy point and just going on, just realizing, hey, they cook meat in a parking lot just like you on any weekend as well. So
you get a little fanboy like I do. Like some people, like a lot of people have I've met musicians, I've met some athletes, but I meet some of these barbecue people, and I'm like, holy shit, that's that's Chris Schaefer, that's Tuffy Stone, or that's Malcolm Reed. Like if and when I get Malcolm Reed on the show, it's going to happen. I'm going to speak it into existence.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I'm going to have to fangirl myself out beforehand. I'm like, all right, calm down. All right, here we go.
No, I kind of don't. There's only been one fanboy experience that I've ever had in my barbecue career. But they're just doing the exact same thing we are. They're cooking meat in a parking lot and trying to produce the best quality that they can at the same day. Like when I went to Bullhead City, we had Big Papa Smokers there, Brad Laniger, Chris Webb, all these big shots, and I'm like, you know what? Today's my shine to see if I can whoop the ass. But it's like you have to go in as that. You respect them. They put in a lot of work to get where they are, right? But you got to take those opportunities to see if you can really beat some of these good guys that are winning on a consistent basis. So you just got to go in there with the game plan in your head, saying, I know they're here. There's nothing to worry about. Go out there and cook the best thing I possibly can. Cook the best brisket. Cook the best ribs you possibly can. Turn them in. And if you have the time and you didn't do well, I'm pretty sure as long as they're not super busy, you go over there and say, "Hey, man, I missed on ribs on tenderness today. What do you think could have happened?" Because they're in the same scenario you are, weather, heat, everything like that. They can tell you, "Hey, this or this happened today." So, or they can tell you the same thing. "Hey, I had the same experience. You just landed on a tougher table than I did." Right? That's another thing you have to factor in as well. So it's just one of those, just walking up to them. Yeah, get your fanboy out, but then just talk to him like a normal person. But back to that one fanboy experience, it wasn't even a barbecue person. I was at a Traeger event, and lo and behold, there's Ken Griffey Jr. I'm a huge baseball fan, and I was like, that's the kid. The prettiest swing in baseball is right there. Like that's when I fanboyed out. I was like, whoa.
I can't even blame you. I can't even blame you on that one. I mean, Ken Griffey walks in. I mean, I had this little pennant, and like the younger viewers be like, "What the hell's a pennant?" But I had like the Ken Griffey like pennant on the wall when I was a kid. Like he was the man.
Yeah. So I kind of had wind that he was going to be there, so I kind of wore my Ken Griffey Jr. 90s that day.
Not
so
at all. No.
Yeah, no. So of course I had him sign him. That was pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
right on the boobs, like Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was my like really big fanboy moment in my barbecue world because it was a Traeger event, but sitting there literally sitting there next to Malcolm Reed and Heath Riles, it's just cool for them to just walk in and just say hello, and then having them know you is awesome as well. Today I was at work and here comes Harry Sue and he's like, hey, Anthony, what's up? I'm like, that is cool that you kind of built that friendship with them on a personal level versus just a competition level. So
absolutely, man. So moving on, like I said, I know you're big into your SCA phase right now, but you're also, like you said, a 2-time barbecue champ. What is your equipment looking like you're cooking on for each category, each sanctioning body?
Yeah, so we'll just SCA. I will play around in ancillaries every once in a while if it's a taco category. Who doesn't like making a good taco? I'll jump in there. So I really try to kind of stay out of the ancillaries. They have the new rib category. I'll jump in there and cook a rib here and there, but mostly, if you see me at a SCA event, I'm going to be in a pop-up, a Camp Chef aluminum table, and my C4, and probably I have my barbecue cart that I travel with locally, but when I go on the road, it's a really small bin. I just have my rubs and some knives. I travel light. I used to travel in my BMW, put everything back in the BMW and go, and I've actually reduced that to more where I can just throw everything in a bag and I can fly with it. So I'm just super simple. I don't need all the fancy big stuff because my C4 is doing it. I'm winning golden tickets. So why change what's working for you? Just keep it super simple. Enough. Yeah. And then, like every once in a while I get lazy and I tell the Dunions, my team members with Buzz Creek Barbecue, I'm like, hey, can I just throw my stuff in your trailer and I'll see you at the next event and pull it out? They're like, sure. So we did that for about a year. So it's really cool that you have cool friends that would just be like, yeah, you're literally just going to take up a tote space. That's fine. Leave it with me, so
you're Phil the Grill in it. I mean, that's what he does. He straight throws his stuff in there. Like, all right, man, I'll see you at the comp. I'll fly in. I'll head and enjoy the 16-hour drive.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of, but the thing is that's the benefit of rolling light, right? You can just toss your stuff in and let it go, and then that's pretty much my setup for SCA is on that little C4, and then I on the barbecue side I just really rock the drums. There's a local company that is no longer around, just Salt City Drum Smokers. They made some really cool drums. I got 2 of those, so that's what I'm just going to be going with on the KCBS stuff. Once again, I'm super light. If I can just throw everything in the back of my truck. I got my 2 drums. I'll grab my Traeger Ranger, which to cook some chicken at 325 degrees, and everything else will be on the drum smoker, and I'll still have my aluminum table and my pop-up, and that's all I really need. There's no need. I really would like a trailer. I'm not saying that having a trailer is ridiculous, but having a trailer is nice to get out of those bad weather scenarios. It's too hot, you can have air conditioning. Rainy or high winds, it's nice to get out of those. But really, I'm really simple. I will set out a canopy in the driveway, set up my table, grab my grills, and then everything that I need to use through my practice is all I need to take to my competition. Nothing extra, and it has to be able to get thrown away as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, cooker, I'm sure steak and barbecue guys as well. We're the most wasteful people in the world,
for sure.
Oh, that's not perfect. Oh, that's a little dirty. No, trash. That's 100% trash. That's my pet peeve when I go to a contest. If I look around and there's, sometimes you go to contests, there's no trash cans anywhere. I'm like, what are you doing? It's going to be a disaster here. But like I always throw my stuff in a trash. I always throw my stuff in a trash can, and I'll totally walk over to like they'll put like the communal trash cans in like certain areas. Yeah, like when the sun goes down, that trash can is going to magically walk over to my campsite and hang outside my trailer because
wow,
I'm totally using. I'm that guy. I will be. I like but whatever. It is what it is. That's funny. So you're like a barbecue gypsy. You like just rolling light, kicking ass and then rolling out. You're not like me that has the the big trailer and you got to load in, load out. The bougie barbecue. You like more low key ninja, a little sneak in, sneak out, get the GC and roll.
Yeah, and why have your neighbors ask you if you're moving?
Hey, you know what? It gets really hot in Alabama in the South down here, so I thoroughly enjoy the AC.
I get that for sure. Like I said, I'm not saying that a trailer is not a bad idea, but I would like one day. But in my barbecue career right now, I don't see that I need one.
There's no need per se. It's just,
there's a need, especially when I'm doing competitions where the wind's coming sideways, and you're trying to box something, and you got 3 people holding your boxes. Yeah, that is a need point.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do kind of, chuckle inside whenever it's like wind coming sideways, and I see the tent guys going.
Yeah, trying to box at the same time. Yeah,
and I'm like, peasants. I want to go in. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but then again, on the other side, I'm all cleaned up. Everything's in my truck right after awards. You see me coming out of there sideways, and you're out there waiting in the traffic jam, trying to get your stuff all backed up and hooked up so you can get out. And there's some asshole in front of you that won't move his truck because he has to go and do this other stuff. He's chasing his wife because he needs help for him to back up. So. Yes. There's the pros and cons.
There's pros and cons to both for sure. And your gas mileage is way better than mine.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine like in Utah, just the hills and mountains and stuff. It's like I got friends that do West Virginia, like same kind of scenario. Whereas like the grades, I can only imagine driving like a heavy trailer. You'd have to have a damn semi truck to pull up some of those hills, mountains.
Yeah. Well, here in Utah, it's not too bad. Once you're in the valley, you're good to go. It's just going east or west when you run to the hills. Going north and south, you're usually pretty fine. But yeah, as soon as you go east or west, you got those huge, going from 4,000 feet to 6,000 feet and then back down the backside. So yeah, some of those canyons, especially I-80 east, that you're seeing semis pulled over on the side of the road because they're overheating, and then carrying a trailer, and there's a challenge.
We went to like Mount Zion, and I had like an internal panic attack driving up some of those like rock hugger roads going through the mountains and stuff. I'm like, in my back of my head, I'm like, you think stupid thoughts. You're like, what if I had my trailer with me? What do I do? What would I do? I would just cry. I'd just cry right here. It'd be over.
Right.
But no, man, that's cool though. So out in Utah, like I said, I know probably KCBS isn't, you'll have to really drive. Like we're pretty blessed being like where I am close to Nashville, and our long drive for us would be 4 hours to a comp versus you guys. I'm sure like you have to go to Montana and other states if you're like trying to chase points out there. I mean, it'd be damn near impossible.
Yes. Yeah. If you live out west, there's no shot on SCA or KCBS. You're not getting a points championship at all out here. That's one of the problems that we've always discussed out here is because, Utah, we only have one competition that's a qualifier for the Jack, and that's going down in 2 weeks. The next one after that up in Idaho. Some people just traveled up to Montana. The week before that, they went to Bullhead City. And then other than that, it's kind of hit or miss on when the next one's going to pop up. You'd really have to just be committed and just not come home for summer if you wanted to points chase. It's literally it's to that point out west.
People there with the SCA or KCBS are pretty much just jack chasing, or they're chasing that golden ticket essentially. Like because points chasing is out of the picture at that point. You're pretty much just going to go and cook the qualifiers or try to cook for a golden ticket, right?
Yeah, exactly. Here in Utah, the SCA, you can have a chance to get on top of the leaderboard for SCA, but you'd literally have to win every single competition to be able to do that. Steve Conaway, he's a great cook out west. He's up and down out of that, but just because Utah actually is kind of like the motherland for SCA, because we have one once a month and we're usually cooking doubles or quads. So you do have a good chance to be able to get some points. But other than that, it's just really tough. You get one in Arizona, Sholo, and then you got California has one or two. Oregon has probably about 5 or 6 a year. And then Idaho seeing maybe 1 or 2. So it's just really, if you wanted to cook out here, and you just have to literally win almost every competition to give yourself a chance to be able to stay on that leaderboard.
You just gotta win. That's all you gotta do, man. I don't know, like it's a big deal, but you just gotta win.
Yeah, exactly. Just cook better. That's my slogan, man. Yeah, if I get my ass kicked, just cook better. That's the only answer. Exactly.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Simple. Yeah,
it's simple.
Yep. There's two. Yeah, there's two things. At the start of the day, I'm here to hurt feelings, and at the end of the day, if I don't do well, just cook better. It's that simple. Those 2 things.
Just cook better. That's all you gotta do. Now, I bet like the qualifiers, there is like one qualifier. I bet it's like it's a pretty big one, isn't it? You can draw up some pretty big names. I'm sure you get some flyboys that fly in there, or come in just to try to get
I don't know who's quite on that list. He did release it. I'm not sure exactly who it is. But a lot of them, Crooked Pigs for Matt Hansen. He's made it to the Jack before. So there are some big names, but I don't think it's like Bullhead.
No Linegers and nothing like that coming out there.
Chris Webb might show up. You never know. He might pop up. But yeah, it's just one of those, you don't know who's going to show up.
I got you.
So,
well, hey, if you pull it off, man, I'll park my trailer down there for you, and you can cook cans.
Heck yeah,
you can bougie cook.
I'm down with that for sure.
Absolutely, man. You win, I'll drive down the whole hour and a half and park it for you.
Hell yeah, I'm down with that. I just got to fly in again. Yeah. Sold.
Yeah, just fly into Nashville and you're good to go. You got to clean my cans when you're done, though. That's the thing. I'll make you clean them.
That's not a problem. I ain't scared to get a little dirty.
You're like, fair enough, man. Fair enough. No, man. Yeah. All right. So I am a complete SCA noob. Like, I know I've been to one sort of, and I wasn't really paying attention. So walk in, you go to a contest, you pay. What's like the average SCA fee?
Right now it's $160 per steak.
$160 per steak.
Yep.
So you're talking about for like a single,
it's $160. Yeah, it's $160, and then if it's a double, it's $320. Yep.
So you're gonna roll in, $160. You get set up your little area. Pretty much is a one day, right? Same day. You show up, good to go.
Exactly. Yep.
All right.
So you get set up. You roll in there around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm a 9 o'clock guy just because I'm bougie.
We start with the Beamer.
Yeah. So just get in there, get set up, and then usually they'll do kind of like an overview of the competition. Shout out to sponsors, where the restrooms are, clean up, ash, all that stuff, and then you go into your steak selection. What it is they have it's pretty much standard wherever you go. It's a Crown Royal bag. You pull out your number, and it's reverse snake. So it's 1 through, let's say, through 20. The first round you get to go through, pick your steak, and then it flips, then 20 through 1 to get your second steak for practice. A lot of people, yep, exactly. Honestly, I like to be right at about 6 to 10. One's too much pressure. Everybody's staring at you. You have all the steaks in front of you. You have it's your choice on which steak you're to get, but that's almost too much pressure. You start to panic. You only got 30 seconds. You usually pick a steak that you're like, yeah, that's awesome, and then you look at somebody else's like, damn, there's like 8 other ones that are way better than mine. So, but yeah, like 6 through 10 is like, I feel like a great spot. That way you can still have prime choices of your favorite cut, and then obviously you're coming on the backside of the reverse snake. You're not going to get anything too well. That's usually. I don't even cook a practice steak anymore. I just throw it in a Ziploc baggie right in the freezer, right in the ice.
I just need one, man. Just one swing is all you need.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I get up there, I go back to my trailer. I shouldn't say trailer. I go back to my tent, which is set up next to my buddy's trailer. Because they're usually hauling my stuff around, right? So I go back to my canopy, trim it up,
So are you
season
hockey
it.
pucking it right? Like,
No,
what's
I
the
don't
look?
really hockey puck it. I just give it the nice, just a natural look. I don't go for the round, I kind of give it that teardrop look to it. I go through, let's see, about 6 different steps. And then it's just literally, I just wait on my C4. So the C4 is a really tricky grill to cook on. I only have 3 inches, maybe 4 inches of elevator to get off the grate. So when that smoke's rolling and everything like that, it can tend to get your steak really warm or really dark, I should say. So I actually take my steaks and put them in a like a food prep container, and then I throw it out in the sun. I let the natural work of the sun get it up to about 90 to 100 degrees before I put it on my grates that are probably running around on that system. I run about 550 ish on the top end, just because the charcoal's so close to that you can actually go overcook it. So I try to run my grates right around 550, get my sears on it, then move it up to the elevator, try to pull it right around 135, 138, and then let it carry over. So it's nothing different than anybody else's. It's just I have to take some extra steps because I'm cooking on that C4 because I don't have that much space to move my steak around. Right. It's one or done type scenario, because I don't, like I said, I'm going to turn in. I'm cooking for turn in. If I mess up, my other steaks are already ice cold and I'm screwed.
Right. So, all right. So for my listeners or viewers that don't know, like I said, you're cooking ribeyes, right?
Yep.
Everybody's cooking ribeyes, and are they always usually like pretty similar in thickness? Is there like a standard thickness they have to be?
Yeah, the standard thickness is 1 1/4 inch, and 3/8, I think, is the lowest.
1 3/8. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you what are you looking for? Like, when you're looking at a steak, are you looking for like the marbling? Are you looking for the spinalis? Or like, what are the
So the first thing I look for is I'm a tri-heart guy. So that has that loin muscle going through the ribeye. So you have a cap that curls, or then you also have the loin. So your tri-hearts come off the chuck end, which are probably the first 5 cuts, right? And then you start moving away from that. So I try to get a tri-heart. That's my go-to, and then I look for the tenderloin muscle kind of at the size of my chip, a poker chip. So that's where I go for tri-heart. Then I look for the poker chip, and then I go for my marbling and reduce fat. So trying to find the smallest fat that I can. There's that right in this middle of steak. There's that fat. So I tried to make sure that it's not too big, and then the marbling. So that's what I look for. Just that's my choice. That's what I cook normally, and that's what gives me my results. So
I got you. Do you have like a specific charcoal brand you like to use? Like, I don't know, the Good Charcoal Company for all your charcoal needs? Good Charcoal Company.
No, if a charcoal company wants to, have negotiations with me, they're more than happy to. So,
us barbecue guys, like we are like diehard. Like, we get any brand and we hit any minuscule success. We're like, all right, I'm this guy. I'm a Royal Oak guy, or I'm a Jealous Devil guy, or I used to Good Charcoal Company. They're one of my sponsors, so obviously I love the Good Charcoal Company, the Good Charcoal Company. But no,
as long as it's not, I do prefer lump over briquettes in my setup, but as long as it's not cowboy brand, I'm good to go. If I'm in a pinch, I'll go to Walmart and get Jealous Devil. Usually, I can go find a premium lump somewhere, but anywhere I go, literally, like, I'll just whatever lump's available, as long as it's not that cowboy brand, I'll cook with it. I'm not particular with it because I'm cooking so hot and so fast. I don't think it gives a flavor profile that's really going to affect my steak.
That's funny. I actually prefer the cowboy charcoal or some of the major brands. Like in a pinch, I've had better luck with them.
Every time I open a bag up, there's like 50% of the bag's not even carbonized. I guess if you want that smoky flavor, you're good to go.
I mean, that's true, but you could have the other aspect. I mean, there's this one company that has a red bag. I'm not going to say that, it's better off going to Lowe's and get a gravel, a bag of gravel with some charcoal in it. That's what I mean. I found some interesting things in their bags. So
yeah.
All right, moving on. For like, I'm open ended. So anybody wants to, I'm a charcoal whore, whatever. But the good charcoal company, they're the best. No, but moving on. So like, when I'm layering or my ribs or all my other proteins, like I'm hitting with 3 to sometimes 4, rarely 4. In steak, I mean, I go to somebody's like steak. I went to the steak comp and it's like I put 15. It's like Santa's naughty list of like rubs and seasonings they're putting on steaks. So do you think like is there like is like layering flavor like that much? Like what's the average amount of rubs you think a person puts on a steak?
Less is more, I think, in the SCA. I was up to like 6 at one point. I'm currently at 4.
They all even coats, or were they like light coat this?
No, so I use DB 180, just the seasonal. I use what do I use? I'm trying to all queued up. Steak shake.
McCormick's.
Using some Hottie Toddy Climax in there. And then what is my 4th one? I am seriously blanking out right now. What is my 4th rub? Oh, holy crap! It's a.
I hope they're not sponsored by.
Oh no! I once again, if you want to sponsor me, you can pay me, and then I'll remember every single time.
I'll list you first.
And then it's a John Lindsay one too.
Okay,
but it totally just spaced the name.
Filter smoke or something like that, or
no? Oh crap! I forgot. But anyways, it's those 4. I have a certain amount that I put them in. I put them in one shaker bottle, shake it up, and then just put a nice layer on it.
Okay, so you do like I do, just like single, like blend them all up in your ratio, and then just single layer it over, so even.
Yeah.
And you hit all sides.
All sides, yep.
And what is up? So I want to know this. So I know when a SCA cook, like the perfect temp is medium, right? That's what you're shooting for. So, but see, when I go to a steak, I want a medium rare. Why do you think it's a medium versus a medium rare? Because I feel like in culinary culture, like medium rare is like the perfect temp. I guess I want to be more in the middle for everybody. So some people don't like the more rare sides.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just medium is harder to hit, right? You can overdo it or you underdo it easily, right? Medium's just harder to hit. You have a 5-degree window. If you don't hit that, then it's kind of, you can go over, you can go under. So that I think the medium is the reason why they do it, because it's more of a precise target for you.
And is there any rules on like what you can use as far as like gas? Can you use gas, or can you use? I mean, I've seen people use the PKs, the charcoal grills, and I've seen people sous vide it. So like I don't know if there's any of the regulations or rules as far as what you need.
Well, any heat source. Any heat source. So I cooked a top 10 steak with a pizza oven. I placed 15th with an air fryer.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I listened to some of your older podcasts, and I remember you joking about that. Did you actually do that? That's awesome.
Yeah, I did that. And I really feel bad for everybody that I beat with the air fryer. So it's just, it's one of those things I like to do if I've been challenged. I threw that out there. Whoever wanted to buy the grill grates for the air fryer, I would go ahead and go with the air fryer. And shout out to Dave Kent, who came through and had them delivered to me and pushed me to do it. So
there are grill grates for the air fryer, really?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Holy moly. There we go. It came to me. Holy moly's my fourth rub.
Eureka.
There we go. Yeah. But so I'm always down to try something new. Like some of these rotisserie companies out there, if anybody wants to send me a grill, I will do a steak on a rotisserie. I have no problem with that.
It was funny. I was thinking of our interview earlier today. I was like, thinking of questions and whatnot. I was like, you should come up with like a marinade or a rub and call it the Utah soak. I think that would be.
That's pretty funny. That a marinade called the Soaking Utah. Oh man. Well, so seriously,
BYU.
So speaking of which, kind of right. So that the rub combination that I just told you guys, I came up with that in Texas at the at Worlds. I won a golden ticket to go to Worlds, so I went out there, and my son did too. So he was actually out there cooking ancillaries. Sorry, he won the golden ticket. I didn't win a golden ticket our first year. So he was out there cooking ancillaries. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go out there with you, help you out, but I'm going to cook the Cowtown. So I came up with this rub combination at the Cowtown, and then that's when I won 5th place with that rub. So I was like, cool, all right. Then the next following year, I won my golden ticket, went down there, was able to make finals, and then I took 1st place at Cowtown. So I was like, you know what? The rub combo that I'm running, I just call it Cowtown Money Town, because every time I run it down there, I get paid. So
there you go, man. Hey,
so that's my rub combo. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I run, and it doesn't vary too much, and you know, it has my flavor scores have never dropped below a 50. So just keep running it. The rest is on me, right? If I overcook it, undercook it, and tenderness.
So that's another thing I was going to ask about SCA. So is it like barbecue taste, tenderness, and appearance, or
exactly? So there's appearance, taste, texture, doneness, and overall impression.
Okay, all right. I feel like SCA would be huge in Texas. I feel like that's where it'd be like the biggest of all of them.
You would think, but it's the Midwest that's killing it. You know, it's
really.
Yeah, you can go to. I'm surprised you're not cooking in 7 or 8 a week.
I don't. I've never done a steak contest. Like that's never like a lot of friends that do, but something's never tickled my fancy. Like I'm such a diehard barbecue guy. I'm still trying to figure that out. I can't move on to something new until I master one of them.
Yeah, well, at least they have the rib cook too. So at least I know you can cook ribs, so you can go cook a steak and kill them in ribs.
There you go. So, yeah. I'll probably get my ass kicked there too.
No. Yeah, Wisconsin does have some heavy hitters. You even have a 12-year-old out there killing it, right? The cheese curd cartel is out there.
That's a great name.
Yeah, they're a big group of people. They make a lot of noise at Worlds, which is awesome.
We got the steak princess. I think that's the young heavy hitter out this way, and she's out of Georgia. Yeah, she's super nice. No, all right. So moving on from your cooking career. I know, like, I personally have been listener of your show, the Pitmasters Pod. I want to give that a shout out. So if you don't know, I talk about your show a lot on our show because I'm a big fan and I love your kind of banter and your cadence that you have. And I kind of when I was coming up with this show, I was like, I kind of like what they're doing. It's kind of like when you come up with anything new, you're kind of shigging off everybody. I kind of like, I kind of like this from that and that from that. Like, how did you come up with that show? I know, were you like, I always want to do a podcast, or like, this is something kind of fun, or I just want to talk barbecue like I do?
Yeah. So one day, I was at a competition. That's when I had the opportunity to meet Rusty. He came in like, who the hell is this guy? He had all these matching drum smokers, Gateway drum smokers, a pop-up with his logo and everything on. Like, literally, he just came out of nowhere and did really great. So I was able to talk to him, build a friendship. And then one day I was just like, yo, hey, Rusty, let's do a podcast. He's like, I love it. So we literally just got the equipment, set up our first interview. Kind of, we didn't have any guidance whatsoever. So we just, did the interview, and kind of the show slowly developed to where it was. And we did 5 years, about 4.5, 5 years of podcasts weekly. But in the last year, if you're a fan of the show, Rusty's been missing a lot. I was doing a lot of solos. We're missing our weekly dates. It's just because he started his new food truck adventure. He started a food truck. He went out there, started doing great, got a second food truck, doing fantastic. And he just about 2 weeks ago just said, hey, I'm too busy. He loves the podcast. He loves doing it, but it's just time for him to go in a different direction. He started a food truck podcast that he can do on his own. But so I'm kind of in transition right now to find a new host to bring on to the Pitmasters podcast. I'm going to go slightly a different direction. We're going to be more, I think we're going to go live. We're going to do more interaction with our listeners, and then being able to, just elevate it, go video, something similar to what you're doing. Honestly, I just feel like straight audio is just not where it's at. It's hard to get a lot of listeners as there's more podcasts going on. There's more people coming into the game, different, different scenarios, different styles. So I just feel like it's time to shake it up a little bit and try to get more interactive with our listeners for sure.
Absolutely. That's what I enjoy most about this kind of thing. It's a banter. I mean, I don't want to hide the moneymaker here. And this is what gets people in the door, and my guests are what keeps them there. But you got to show them the goods.
Yep,
it's all good. I understand barbecue goodies. And then, yeah, I like, because I was looking at you guys and some of the other podcasts I listen to are strictly audio based, and when you're determining like what platform, because there's so many platforms nowadays for podcast, and it's kind of like pick and choose what you want, but to differentiate. Man, I'm trying to say big words on here, so excuse me. Next thing you know, I'll be saying Worcestershire.
Wash your sister sauce.
Wash your sister sauce. Hey man, that's what they make all day. Damn it, AJ's not here for me to make fun of. But no, that's the other thing. I fully admire, like we talked. You're talking about you're looking for a co-host, and like I have some co-hosts with me as well. It's just so much easier when you banter back and forth with each other. But the guys that roll it solo, I mean, it's sitting there like I'm sitting there like talking in the intros. I'm like, I sound stupid as hell when I go back and listen to myself.
Right.
Solo intros, like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of gets that way, especially because what happens is when you're with a co-host, right, they can think of questions that you're kind of like, what do I ask next? Like right now, you're probably jogging your next question, not even listening to what I'm saying, but that's just how it is. That's exactly how it is. Having a co-host that can come in and, intercept some of those questions and be able to have you reset to think of the next question or, just the next topic. It's really nice to be able to have those co-hosts. Going solo is awesome. If anybody's thinking about getting into podcasts, go ahead. Don't just research it and say I'm thinking about it. Just pull the trigger and do it. That's the best way to do it. If you think about it too much, it just won't happen. Simple as that. You just got to just do it.
That's so like, I mean, what you like your story, how you like started yours is exactly what I do with mine. I literally had the idea. I talked to a buddy of mine, and he was talking about getting your name out there. I'm like, well, I like talking a lot, and I just want to talk barbecue, and I talked barbecue to like some of my employees or some of the other people that I'm friends with. They're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. No, I don't know who the hell you're talking of. Who the hell's Malcolm Reed? Who's this? I'm like, I need to talk to my people, and so this gives me a platform to talk to my people. We're all nerds. We all appreciate the game. So,
yep. Hey man, you know what? Can you give me just half a second, because I just realized everything. I didn't put everything together, but just give me 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give you like 3 seconds. No, he
all right. Oh, sorry, I'm back. So I don't know why I didn't put this together and anything, but I'm gonna go along with you. Your barbecue team name is what? Small Batch. So we're just gonna drink some Small Batch together. How's that sound?
Look at that, man. Little Four Roses. Yeah. See, I'm sipping on a little
So I'm just gonna have a little bit with you, and I should have been more prepared. Yeah, I should have been prepared, and just I feel bad. So
you should. I mean, I would feel terrible. I mean, like put ketchup on my Thanksgiving turkey. Why don't you? All right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get a glass just for you, right, Logan? It's just kind of your thing.
For me, because he don't do this on his own. It's just for me. This is a special occasion. Yeah. He only drinks for me.
Exactly.
No, I make many people go to the drink.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have a quick salute to Small Batch.
Salute. I appreciate it, man. Smoke ain't no joke.
Yes. So, but yeah, I think whiskey and barbecue just go together, right? Just one of those things.
Peas and carrots.
Well, where does the whiskey come from? It comes from an oak barrel, right? And then what do we do with the oak barrel? We throw it in our barbecue. So it's just hand in hand. Yeah. You're getting too deep. And then you smoke on a cigar while we're watching our fire. So there's just nothing wrong with those three. It's like the Trinity.
I really want to get a barbecue studio, like when I build a party barn, or I can drink and smoke cigars while I do this podcast.
Right?
That's my goal. My
I
wife
got some.
literally goes, yeah. My wife literally goes, you just go down there so you can drink and
Damn
talk,
straight.
hang out with buddies. I'm like, yeah, kind of. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, this is like the primary time I drink bourbons on this show. I'm like, well, I got to keep true to my name, man. I got to stay original.
Exactly. Yeah. So I might as well just run that with
100% where my team name came from. Small batch barbecue and small batch bourbon. That was hard. Like coming up with going back to both your team name and the podcast, like coming up with an original name sounds halfway decent because I mean both of your names are nice, but it's hard. It's like how many names did you go through before you're like, this is what I want, or were you just like, no, this is it?
0. 1 second, we got Derek in here. He's saying hello. Derek is my co-host for my live for tasting, so I just want to give him a shout out since he's tuned in. But where my name came from, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's my co-host for my tasting group. So
look at that pretty beard. That's
right.
I have beard envy. Some of these dudes, like I mean, this is like basic white girl beard, but like some of these guys have like the nicest like V and full. I get a little beard or envy. No, I salute you, sir.
Yeah, I'm a little patchy myself, so that happened. It's all good.
It's like remember like the growing, like those guys. I feel like you get the you start the beard phase, and it looks like you're a leper halfway through it. You're like a little some here, a little there.
Yeah. No. All right. So where my name came from. So when I started, barbecuing and everything like that. I used to be a professional DJ up in Spokane, Washington. So I hung out with a lot of rappers. I used to, I opened up for some major artists, Cypress Hill and stuff like that. I was able to work with some big name people. But one of the rappers that I had, I wish I could work with Wu-Tang. That would have been epic. But one of the rappers was over at my house. His name's Mr. Snipe. He's a Northwest rapper. He's cool. He has a good flow. If you like that old school, hip hop sound with that new flavor, he's your guy. But he was outside, doing a little something with, he was smoking his own stuff while I was smoking some meat. Yeah, so I started up this fire, and I remember I was kind of new at my $99 offset. I didn't know what I was doing, right? So I'm just feeding this thing full of, wood, and the smoke was all like literally all over. And he literally came up with, he's like, man, he goes, I can't see. He goes, this smoke ain't no joke. And I was like, holy shit. That's awesome. So I kind of databased that, and then when I came up with my team name, I kind of like, Snipe said smoke ain't no joke, and it's kind of true. So that's where it came from, and it kind of stuck. It came from his stoner moment, my not knowing what's going on collab. So
dude, I literally just heard that story in my head in a Tom Segura voice. It's like a Tom Segura. Smoke ain't no joke.
Right. So it was really cool. It's kind of Snipe is one of those cool dudes that he was a rapper that just really got around and was able to just be a cool dude in general, down to earth and hang out and just hang out and do barbecue. So
we're gonna now that you gave me this opening, I want to pivot. So DJ, man, you're just multifaceted now. So DJ opening for big people. Like, what kind of DJ are we talking about? EDM? Or are we talking about just old mixologist? Or
so I was on the 1s and 2s, the legit vinyl records. So exactly, Technique 1200. So I was up there. I was kind of like the hype DJ. So I went on tour with all these big name people. But when you go to a hip hop concert, if you listen to hip hop, there's always the warm up DJ. Let's get the crowd going, start playing some music. That was my role. Every once in a while, I would jump on with the artist if their DJ was unable to get there, the flights were late, something like that. I had their sets kind of ready to go. So, but that's kind of what I did. I did get into the club DJing where I just play what I wanted to get people dancing. And rule number 1 in DJ, how do you get people dancing? Just play music the women want to listen to, the guys will follow. So it's so I did that for probably 8 years professionally. So that was a good time. It's just not the job for somebody who was in a relationship with a child, right? So,
no, not at all. No,
so that's why it was time to retire, hang them up. But every once in a while, man, still to this day, my buddy that got me into DJ, and he's still doing it. He's doing it well. I'll go and find him at a local club, and he'll let me jump on the decks and be able to get my fix.
That's fun, dude. We do like music, or that's another pivot to one of our questions we usually ask our guests. But what music, like in our trailer, our bougie, trailer park trailer, we listen to a DJ called Two Friends. You know those guys?
No, not familiar with them.
Yeah,
Nope.
Two Friends. They're EDM, or not even EDM. They're like a mashup, kind of like Girl Talk, DJ Girl Talk, stuff like that, but kind of a newer model. They just mash up a bunch of like older and newer songs together, so it's kind of like a hype, nonstop, beats per minute BPM music. Yeah. But what kind of music do we listen to at the state comps? Like, is there a lot of music blaring? Is there?
When I remember to bring my bring my speaker, it's usually raw hip hop. Talking about. Wu-Tang, Nas, Mobb Deep, Outkast, some of the, just deep, raw hip hop. That's what raised me. That's the music that I, got into. I'm not saying that that's what I always listen to, but it's 90% of my go-to. But when I was growing up, man, Johnny Cash was in there, some old school R&B was in there, the Isley Brothers. I should say, my mom listened to music. And then when hip hop hit in the 90s, they started sampling my mom's music. So that's where it kind of transitioned to, right? I already knew that. I've already heard this sound. Now they're just rapping over the top of it. So that's kind of where I went into, was that underground hip hop. Dead Presidents, 2 Live Crew, all that stuff. I listened to all that underground stuff, the stuff that you couldn't just buy at the regular what was it called in the mall? Sam Goodies back in the days. I had to go to the underground shops to get the stuff that I wanted to listen to, so but I listen to 90s country. People don't believe that. I'm a big George Strait fan, Clint Black. I listen to that kind of stuff as well, but when it comes to newer, Alan Jackson. So that's where I am. So if it's from 1989 to 2002, if it was on the radio or anything like that, I'll listen to it. I'll listen sub pop stuff. My Northwest people know what sub pop is. Nirvana, all those kind of stuff too. My music genre is very vast from 89 to probably 2002. So if it had some play in there, I listened to it. So, but I was. The mixtapes off Canal Street. Yeah, that's where you get your mixtapes, your bootleg DVDs, and your necklaces. So just keeping it hip hop.
Dude, no, that's funny. I remember like mixtapes and stuff like that. Like literally people hanging out. I've had some of the best rap stuff I've ever heard. It's out of like some mixtapes, people hanging out the back of their trunk. Like, hey, check this shit out.
Yeah, I mixed mixtapes back in the days. I just take whatever is hot and just chop them up and just and.
What's your DJ name?
DJ Nephew.
DJ Nephew. All right.
Yeah, so that name came from
what up, nephew?
Exactly. It was before that. So I'll tell you about this when we get there. But so when I started Little League Baseball, I played baseball. My full family played baseball. So Little League Baseball, my uncles would show up to the game, be like, "Hey, nephew, come on, get a base hit. Come on, nephew," because that was just my name in the family. It was just nephew. So then that kind of translated over to school. The kids that I played baseball started calling me nephew, and then through junior high and high school, there's like elementary, they call me Tony. Junior high, they started transitioning over to nephew and all that stuff. In high school I took my real name, and then my DJ name Nephew came about because of my uncles. So but then I started going by DJ Nephew, and I swear to God, to this day, when I opened up for Snoop Dogg, yeah.
All right, we're gonna talk about that too, but keep going.
So when I opened up for Snoop Dogg, I was like, he's like, "Yo, what up?" I was like, "Yo, he's like, what's your name?" I was like, "DJ Nephew." He goes, "What up, nephew?" That was never recorded. I can almost pinpoint the date. That was never recorded until the day after after his next album, after he met me. So I'm just kind of saying that possibly could have came from when he met me. I'm not saying it's for sure. There's no confirmation on it, but I never heard him say that until after he met me.
What up, nephew? Dude. All right. So like you should open this show. Like, yeah, barbecue, blah, blah, blah. Open for Snoop Dogg. Like, all right. Now your barbecue accomplishments and all that stuff. That's like, I don't care about that now. So tell me about Snoop.
No, I
was super loop. Did he have a green hat?
No, his uncle came in G'd up though. Look, he came all pimped out.
He's
so
he's like 6'6", and he's like, what up, nephew?
Yeah, so I was opening for him up in Park City during Sundance Film Festival. He was running way late, so I had the shocker. Right, I was like, "Oh my god, is this even going to happen?" Had to play everything but Snoop Dogg music, right? And that's what they wanted to hear. So I was like, "I'm running out of music."
A little bit that little teaser.
Yeah. Exactly. So then suddenly I smelled Snoop Dogg before I even seen him. Right.
What did it smell like? I just think piney.
Yeah, it was more. It was very deep. Yeah, a piney, skunky. Yeah, it's just. So then I was like, all right, so cool. His DJ was getting set up. We did the transition. So his DJ got about a 15-minute set. But then in that meantime, I went backstage, introduced myself, and hanging out. He said, "You want to hit this?" And you can't say no to Snoop Dogg. And the next thing you know, kind of got blurry.
Yes, I would.
So,
yes, I would love. Yeah, that is on my bucket list. Like, I will tell God, hey, you're gonna want to watch this scene. Hold on, look at that, dude.
And at the time, I wasn't really into that at all. So I'm like, just one little baby rip off his it was like a backflip into bed, but it was cool. it was a fun time. But yeah, I got to open up for him, Lupe Fiasco, the LL Cool J, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I got to open up for a lot of cool people.
Shoot, man, that's amazing. Yeah. The Thug is Rugged life.
Yeah. Now, these guys are like back then, they were just they got some radio hits. They got some radio hits. They're doing it up, But now I'm looking back, like these dudes were legends, legit legends.
No, what was it? 103 in Park. What was it? What was it? 106 in Park. White. 106 in Park. Like you see those. I mean, they lived on there, dude. Freaking. You said Cypress
AJ
Hill.
and Free. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love listening to his show. I watch that show. You watch that show, Dave?
Yeah, I did see that show.
About Lil Dicky?
Yeah, I seen I think the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I love the flow. I love watching he goes on what's his name show and does all the free flow stuff. I love watching those little clips. That would be so ballsy. It's just mic drop. Boop. All right, bye.
Yeah, that's crazy. And but the thing is hip hop runs deep, Even the new kids that are doing it, they're sampling the sample that's already been sampled, right? So it's just kind of crazy.
Earth, Wind and Fire, they don't know who they are.
I'd seen Earth, Wind and Fire third row when I was probably 16. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, well I saw NSYNC when I was like 8. What?
Yeah, I didn't get into that music. I know whoever it was. I was just let me hit the rewind button. Anything except for boy groups in the 90s I listened to.
Whatever. We all know you're a Backstreet Boys fan. Look, you got that 90. Look at that album. You got 98 Degrees in the back. I see it.
That's the Wu-Tang. That's the Wu-Tang Cream album there, buddy.
No, whatever. No, behind that, I see 98 Degrees. It's all good. I start singing Backstreet's Back. You're gonna say, "All right."
You're talking to the wrong host, man. That was Rusty. He's the Swiftie, and
dude, Swiftie. We're not even gonna talk about Swifties. My wife and daughter are diehards. I saw me and my buddies were talking about his dad, but his dad was a big time lawyer, big rough dude, man's man. And he said he walked into his office and all of a sudden he heard him playing. He's heard Taylor Swift in the background, and he goes, "What are you listening to?" He goes, "Huh, nothing. I'm not listening to nothing." He said, "You were listening to Swift?" He goes, "Yeah, right. Fuck it, I like it. She's pretty cool."
Right. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
All right, so. Yeah, let me move back to barbecue real quick before the show wraps up. But I said we go on little tangents, man. Thermoworks, man. How'd you get that gig? That's such a cool job. We all use Thermoworks products, at one point or the other. What does that job encompass, and what products do you rep for them?
Yeah, so ThermalWorks is a local company in American Fork, Utah, which is about 30 miles south of Salt Lake City. I was an affiliate for them probably for about four, not quite 4 years. That's a lie. Probably about 3.5, 3. I was an affiliate for them. I really loved the brand. The brand was a fantastic brand. I used ThermalWorks products daily. And then they had a job opening. They were looking for culinary specialists. They were looking for a baking specialist. They're looking for a commercial kitchen specialist. They're looking for a barbecue specialist, So I applied for the barbecue specialist position, and it wasn't just, a regular interview. I had to go in. I met with the HR director. Talked to the department manager. Then I worked my way up to, some big shots, and then finally the last interview was with the CEO, just to sit down and talk to him about my knowledge and my experience with ThermalWorks products. And then I was offered the job as the barbecue specialist, which is a fantastic job. It's given me really cool opportunities to be able to work with ThermalWorks and some cool people along the ways, being able to film some videos with ThermalWorks and all that. So it's a really fun job. So I will jump on the phones. I will take a regular call from anybody who just wants to pay on a quote, that somebody's already done to them, or to a customer that is really struggling with his equipment in his pit, to being able to walk them through their cook and make sure their product's working correctly. So there is a good shot, depending on the day, if I'm not doing other responsibilities, that I could answer your phone call and I can talk you through any scenario you have, or just even place an order with you and just there's been numerous times where I've gotten emails like, dude, I just talked to you and I didn't realize it was you. I'm like, awesome. Did you enjoy your experience? Yeah. So that's all I want to do, is just help the customers cook better.
So you hear it now. You should be calling the ThermalWorks. Make sure you ask specifically for Anthony Lujan for all your complaints. This is the guy that'll take care of you.
For sure. I'll try my best.
Be like, what, you listen to the show? Fuck you.
Yeah. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's a good time. I really enjoy when the listeners call in and just get kind of hype about it. Be like, oh, I love your show. That's awesome. But I'm here to help you as well, and that's what I really like about my job, is that if you are really struggling with something, give me a call. I'll help you through that cook, because part of that job vetting was, what have I cooked? What have I cooked on? What equipment I've used, and I've used a lot of equipment. So it's not just the competition and SEA and KCBS cooking that I enjoy to do, but it's actually my knowledge that I do know in barbecue that I can actually help you and try to solve your issues best I can.
I got you. No, that's cool. Like I said, that's cool. I mean, that's all like awesome your show was like, or is, excuse me. Like, people, you were like go out to show or like contest, we're like, hey, I love listening to your show, stuff like that. Like I've had that once or twice, and it's such a cool feeling to, you do the show, you put so much love and time into something, and then, you get acknowledged for it. That's a pretty cool feeling. But hell, you're getting a show on the phone. It's like, oh, you're the radio voice.
Yeah, it's fun. I really like it. It's cool. I'm glad that I'm able to, spread the knowledge of ThermalWorks through the podcast as well, because when it comes to my barbecuing, I only stand behind brands that I really like. That's why I was part of Team Mississippi. I love Hottie Toddy products, and I love All Queued Up products. Since they disband a little bit, I've kind of haven't really chased anybody because
pick a side.
I'm not trying to pick a side, I'm just going to do me. And then, and that's why I don't have any sponsors. When I go to barbecue competitions, I thank ThermalWorks, because they give me opportunity they give me time off and a paycheck to be able to do my, my competitions. I shout out the podcast. I shout out Todd and Susie Bullock, because they've done so much behind the scenes to help with my son. They pushed him to become a cook. He's not cooking anymore. It's just the back end stuff that they did for him to make him feel special. That's just something you can never take away from him, right? Especially at a young age. So I give them a shout out, and then usually I give my girlfriend Amanda a shout out, and that's it. If you want your name shout out by me, I'm to the point of my career we have to talk negotiations. Entry fees, stuff like that needs to be meat versus just product. and I have to trust your product. I've tried to get behind some other products and it's just no good. Why get behind a brand that is not going to help you excel to the top level? So
yeah,
that's why I'm not. I don't give I talked about my grill here, but at competitions I won't shout it out. I don't give a charcoal shout out. It's just it's to the point where if you want to shout out from me, there has to be some negotiations straight up.
Well, you're one of the few, because every time the couple state contests I've been to, it's like every time someone wins an award, it's like the Academy Award of like shout outs. Like, I use this rub, this rub, this rub, this rub. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I wish barbecue guys would do that. Cause I'm up there taking notes. I'm like, you do what now? Shout out who?
Right.
No, man. All right, man. That means it's time for our lightning round, brought to you by Brothers Cube Barbecue Supply. Check out Brothers Cube Barbecue for all your barbecue needs. Anthony, all right, man. So here is how we like to end our show. We do some quick little 6 quick hitters, and don't think too serious on it. And you ready to roll?
Yep.
All right, man. What is your favorite thing to cook at home?
Turkey. Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Smoked turkey. Yeah.
Smoked turkey is solid.
Yeah.
Beach or mountain vacation?
Beach.
And you get in the mountains, don't you?
What's that?
I say you get in the mountains where you are, right?
No, I'm a big time bow hunter as well, so I love the mountains. But beach is vacation. Mount is work. As soon as you knock down an animal, man, it's a lot of work.
You gotta get to work. That's what you gotta get to work. That's why you pay to hunt some places, because they do all the work for you. Now,
exactly.
All right. What is one thing you always have on your trailer when you cook, your tent when you cook, and you cannot say a thermopin?
I'm gonna say my lucky lighter that I got. I can't light a fire without my lucky lighter.
It's got to be a Bic, right? You got a Bic.
Oh yeah, lick the Bic.
What color?
Black.
What color? Oh, classic. All right, man. You're gonna have a walk-up song. What's it gonna be? And you can't say Taylor Swift. I mean, that's been used so many times.
It's gonna be Logic every day.
Fair enough. Will be like a holiday. All right, man. Out of all your rubs that you use, which one is your favorite and which one's your least favorite?
Out of what I use, I'm gonna say my favorite is the AP Climax by Hottie Toddy, and my least favorite is going to be Heath Riles Cherry.
You hear that, Heath? He's a big fan. So
sure I love it. It's just aggressive. It's just so aggressive to put on stuff.
Anytime you get like that single flavor, because I use this flavor rub too, and it's like you got to be very light with it. All right, man. And what is your favorite barbecue joint in Utah?
God. Can I'm gonna have to say, oh man, this is hard because for me to pinpoint a place, every place has its own different thing, but I'm just gonna have to say, as of now, Pica Rica.
Pica Rica. What's your favorite thing to get there?
They had really good sides with some solid brisket. They had an elote salad that was banging.
Yeah. Oh, I love elote salad.
Exactly.
I did that on steak tacos, and it was bomb.
Yeah.
Solid. All right, man. Anthony, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I look forward to many episodes and find out who the mystery host is going to be, man, coming up.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. This is the time of show. Like I said, you want to give any shout outs and let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue on Instagram. I do a little bit of TikTok and then Facebook, and then always follow the Pitmasters podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And then the new website is Pitmasters Podcast. Drop the, so it's just pitmasterspodcast.com.
Pitmasterspod.com. All right, man. I'll definitely be checking that out, and I look forward to future episodes. And sir, you keep doing what you're doing because you are a rock star, and I salute you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you so much, buddy. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, man. That's it. Thank you guys for sticking around, Mr. Anthony Lujan. I'm sorry, the Anthony Lujan. That was an awesome guest. Dude, he opened for Snoop Dogg. He is so much cooler in my opinion now. He smoked weed with Snoop, and you know what? No one says no to that. No one. But all right, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I promise you some of the boys will be back next week. I mean, I know you get to see my beautiful face, so nothing missed, nothing lost. But yeah, man. So it's kind of like the downtime. I'm gonna scope out, trying to tune my skills up, and we'll be back going at it hardcore towards the fall. But until next time, make sure you're always right on cue. See you guys.
That's all, folks.